Hello everyone, welcome to Success Education. Today we'll be doing the Gala Model Question Paper solution of Social Science, paper number 6, section C. So we'll see the question answers. 27th one is write about the Jain temples at Dilwara. Dilwara Jain temples are at Mount Abu in Rajasthan. These temples have achieved World Heritage status due to their exquisite architecture, sculpture, and the most artistic carving work. These marble temples were built by Vimal Shah, Vimal Vasahi, and Vastupal Lun Vasahi, who were ministers in Gujarat during the Solanki period. These temples are wonderful and memorable gifts of Jain religion to the Indian culture. Art lovers call these temples poetry in marble. Now, exercise question. Give detailed information about the roads in Mohenjo-daro. The majority of roads were 9.75 meters wide. The small link roads crossed the major ones at right angles. The roads were wide enough for a number of vehicles to pass at a time. Pits on both sides of the roads suggest there might have been lamp posts. The main roads were straight and without turn. There were two main roads. One was going from the north to the south, and the other was going from the east to the west. Both roads crossed each other at right angles. This road system is comparable to the road system in big cities of present times. Now, our 27th one is give information about Harappa, the ancient city of India. The ancient Indus Valley civilization is also known as the Harappan civilization, as the remains of this ancient civilization were discovered in the archaeological excavation carried out in the year 1921 by Dayaram Sahani under the supervision of Sir John Marshall near Harappa village in Montgomery district in Punjab. This civilization belonged to Copper Stone Age as copper and stone articles were discovered. Systematic town planning was a distinct feature of Harappa. Its forts and granaries were remarkable. The evidence of use of various types of ornaments were also excavated. 28. Give information about literature during the Mughal period. Persian was the official language of the Mughal rulers. Mughal Emperor Babur wrote his autobiography Tuzuk-e-Babari in the Turkish language. It was translated as Babarnama in Persian. Gulbadan Begum, the sister of Emperor Humayun, had written Humayunama. The last Mughal emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar was a famous Urdu poet. Emperor Akbar had set up a separate department to translate Sanskrit classics into Persian. Emperor Jahangir wrote Tuzuk-e-Jahangiri. Emperor Aurangzeb too was a prolific writer. Hindi literature made significant progress during Akbar's reign. Tulsidas, Keshavdas, Rahim, and Surdas wrote in this period. Rahim's dohas are still famous. Abul Fazl wrote N.A. Akbari, which is a detailed account of the life in the medieval India. He also wrote Akbarnama, a biography of Akbar. Akbar established an independent department for translation of Sanskrit works like the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, the Bhagavad Gita, Panchatantra, etc. Abul Fazl wrote N.A. Akbari and his brother Faizi translated Sanskrit works into Persian. Faizi, Abul Fazl's brother, was a Persian poet and translated many Sanskrit works in Persian. Bahadur Shah Zafar, the last Mughal emperor, was a noted Urdu poet. The Mughal period witnessed the emergence of Urdu language, which soon developed into one of the richest languages in India. Urdu prose developed during the 18th century and historical works in Sanskrit were translated into Persian. Wali, Mir Dard, Mir Taki Mir, Nazir Akbarabadi, Abdullah Khan, Mirza Ghalib, and Iqbal were the noted Urdu writers. Darbar-e-Akbari, written by Muhammad Hussain Azad, was a best work in Urdu language. Now, 28th exercise question is, give information about the epics Ramayana and Mahabharata. So, firstly, we'll see about Ramayana. It is believed that the great Indian epic Ramayana was composed by Maharshi Valmiki. Ramayana is the story of Lord Ramchandra, the king of Ayodhya. Ramayana received its present form in the 2nd century AD. Bhavbhuti, a poet of the Gupta period, composed Uttar Ramcharit. Saint Tulsidas composed Ramcharit-Manas in Awadhi dialect. Scholars have written Ramayana in other languages. The notable among these are Kamban's Ramayana in Tamil and Kritavasa's Ramayana in Bengali. Rulers like Emperor Akbar and Zainul Abidin had got Ramayana translated in Persian. Ramayana is a reversed work and has influenced millions of Indians and motivated authors to write on the themes in Ramayana. Now, second topic is about Mahabharat. Mahabharat was composed by Maharshi Vyas. It is the largest epic in the world, having 1 lakh verses. It narrates the story of the conflict between Kauravas and Pandavas and several other stories. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, a holy scripture of Hindus, is a part of Mahabharata. Srimad Bhagavad Gita expounds philosophical principles and conveys the message that Gyan, Karma, and Bhakti are the ways of attaining moksha, that is, salvation. 29th. State the remedies to prevent soil erosion. Remedies to prevent soil erosion are as follows. The grazing activity over the land should be controlled. Sowing should be done in contour like formation over the slopy land. Trees should be planted over the fallow land. Check dams should be constructed where depressions have developed due to running water. Deep plowing should be carried out to slow down the flow of the water. Bunds should be constructed around the farms to prevent sheet erosion, and tree plantation should be carried out. These bunds obstruct the soil of the farm from flowing out. Now, 29th exercise question is, state the remedies for soil conservation. The remedies for soil conservation are as follows. Forest should be grown over the fallow land because the roots of the tree hold the soil particles together. Soil erosion can be prevented or reduced by constructing terrace farms and by growing trees over the slopy land. The flow of the water can be controlled by constructing weirs or smaller dams across the rivers to prevent the gully erosion, and trees can be planted along the river banks to decrease the soil erosion. A defense chain can be created by growing large trees along the edge of the desert to obstruct the powerful winds blowing near the deserts. Floods can be controlled by diverting their flow into another river or by filling up the flood water into the dry river beds. Erosion can be prevented by horizontal cultivation. Humus content should be added to the soil which has lost its fertility. 30th one, differentiate between economic activities and non-economic activities. Economic activity means earning or spending money for the exchange of commodities or services. Activities that are not aimed at obtaining income or reciprocate something indirectly are called non economic activities. For example, activities of a farmer, an artisan, a businessman, a teacher, etc., are economic activities. For example, nurturing of a child by the mother, activities of social services done by a social worker, etc., are non economic activities. 30th one. What are the factors of production? Explain each in brief. The factors of production are divided into four parts. First one is land. In normal sense, land is the upper layer of surface of the earth. But in terms of economics, land means different types of natural resources, which includes forests, rivers, mountains, minerals present in the interior of the earth, metals, etc., present on the earth's surface. Thus, land is a natural tool for production. Second is capital. Man-made instruments helpful in production process such as instruments, tools, houses, etc. are included in capital, property, assets and investment, etc. Third is labor. Labor means mental or physical work done with the aim to obtain monetary gain. Labor is a living factor of production. Work of farm laborers, workers, teachers, doctors, artisans, etc. is called labor. Fourth is entrepreneurship. The person who efficiently combines the three factors of production, land, capital, and labor, is called entrepreneur. The process of coordinating the three factors of production in profit making process is called entrepreneurship. 31st, state the steps taken in India for the protection of environment. For the first time, Earth Conference was organized in 1972 at Stockholm in Sweden. Thereafter, from time to time, convention and camps have been organized for protection of environment at the global level in which it was decided to take different steps for environmental protection. India is involved in these global efforts. Government is also making different efforts at national level. Example, information about pollution condition of different cities of nations is presented. Central and state pollution control boards have been established to control pollution. 5th June has been declared as Environment Day in the world. In India, government passed Air Pollution Control Act in 1981. International agreement have been signed for deteriorating level of ozone, disposal of nuclear waste and maintenance of biodiversity. Thus, conservation of environment is everyone's responsibility. If we do not control pollution, no doubt the life on the earth will be doomed soon. Now, the exercise question. Mention the objectives of the World Trade Organization. Objectives of the World Trade Organization are to remove obstacles influencing global trading, to remove protection policy given to industries of country for foreign trade, to coordinate with global trade policy and economic policy, to solve the trade related disputes arising in the world, to set and enforce rules for international trade, to increase the transparency of decision making processes. Now, 32nd one, state the measures to control price rise. The following steps have been taken to control price rise. First is monetary measures. The Reserve Bank of India takes the following monetary measures to control price rise. It increases the bank rate, that is, the rate at which it lends money to the commercial banks. As a corollary, the commercial banks increase the rate of interest while lending money to their customers. The increase in the interest rate curbs the tendency to borrow money and invest the same in speculative ventures. The increase in the rate of interest on the deposit encourages the consumers to invest their surplus funds. Thereby, surplus funds go out of circulation. The tendency to make unnecessary purchases is curbed. This reduces the demand for the goods. The Reserve Bank withdraws surplus funds from the market by selling the government securities. It increases the cash reserve ratio and reduces the availability of funds with the commercial banks. Second is fiscal measures. The following fiscal measures are taken by the government to control price rise. The government reduces the public expenditure, postpones plans involving heavy expenditure, and curbs wasteful expenditure. It increases the level of existing taxes and imposes new taxes and thereby reduces spending capacity of the people. It borrows money from the market, private individuals, and institutions. Thereby, it curtails excess purchasing power and demand for goods and services. Third is control on investment. Control on investment is a direct step to curb price rise. It encourages productive investments in agricultural and consumer goods industries. Thereby, the supply of food grains and consumer goods is increased. At the same time, it discourages speculative investments. Now, our 32nd one is explain price rise is beneficial to as well as a hindrance in economic development. So, firstly, we'll see price rise is beneficial to economic development. Moderate price rise along with economic stability is beneficial to economic development. Increase in price of the manufactured goods means increase in the profit for the entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurs strive to increase their profit by reducing the cost of production. The profits provide capital required for the new ventures. New production units create more employment. They offer higher wages and better service conditions to the workers. Better wages means increase in purchasing power. People spend money to improve their standard of living. Thus, price rise gives momentum to industrialization, and industrialization serves as an engine of economic development. Second is price rise is a hindrance in economic development. Unrestrained price rise is called hyperinflation. It is a hindrance to economic development. It results in the fall in the value of money and purchasing power. The high prices of goods and services are beyond the reach of common people. The middle class and the poor suffer. It reduces savings and adversely affects capital formation. High volatility in economy discourages the entrepreneurs from launching new ventures. The entrepreneurs prefer the production of luxury goods and neglect production of essential goods to earn more profit. The scarcity of essential goods leads to hoarding and black marketing. Economy loses its momentum due to chaos created by the hyperinflation. Thus, price rise is a hindrance in economic development. 33rd, what is Abhayam Yojana? Explain. 181 Abhayam Yojana is a helpline to provide help to women in distress and those who are suffering from various types of violence. It is meant to provide them security as well as guidance about development schemes for women. Now, the exercise question is, what is human development? What are the things that indicate human development? The shift in emphasis from economic development to human welfare finds expressions in the term human development. According to United Nations Development Program, that is UNDP, human development is a process of extending human aspirations and essential subsistence services. Human development is not merely an increase in per capita income but also utilization of that income. It provides opportunity to live a creative life according to one's skills, intelligence, capabilities and taste. The four pillars of human development are equality, stability, production and empowerment. The following things indicate human development. First is ability to live successful and creative life as per one's own abilities. People living long, qualitative and healthy life. People acquiring knowledge through education and other sources of information. People getting opportunities to gain monetary benefit. Natural resources are used to resize the standard of living of the people. Removal of the squalor and improvement of health related amenities, provision of personal and social security, opportunity to exercise human rights. 34th one, state the economic effects of terrorism. The economic effects of terrorism are disastrous for individual trade and commerce and national economy as a whole. These can be listed as under: terrorist acts destroy the houses and property of individuals. The families of persons are killed, injured during the terrorist violence, suffer for the whole lifetime. Terrorist acts disrupt normal trade and business, which results in loss of income. In terrorism infested states like Jammu Kashmir, businessmen migrate to other parts of the country. Tourism industry has suffered a great deal in Jammu Kashmir due to continuous terrorism. In fact, a number of countries have issued advisory to their citizens not to travel to India. Industrialists, businessmen and their children are kidnapped by the terrorists and force them to pay ransom. The terrorists also export money from business and industries. Manufacturing activities slow down or completely stop when industrial establishments are attacked by the terrorists. The railway lines, radio stations, roads, bridges, and the government offices are destroyed. Crores of rupees are spent on reconstruction. In addition, the transport activities are disrupted. Besides this, the government has to spend crores of rupees for the safety and protection of these public premises. Terrorist organizations indulge in drug trafficking and black marketing to raise funds for their acts of violence. The overall effect is harmful for national economy as the process of economic development slows down. And here we come to the end of section C. I hope you have understood the complete section. If you have any doubts, you can write in the comment section. I'll surely try to answer all the questions. Thank you for watching my video and do subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.